A recent study has showed that 3.5% of teens admitted to using steroids at least once. This may not seem like a big number, but it's a 67% increase over the same study that was done in 1991. Many people believe that the increase in youth steroid use is because of the professional athletes, the media coverage on professional athletes who are using steroids. Names like Barry Bonds is constantly being under examination for his use in steroids, and Marion Jones, an Olympic athlete who had all her gold medals stripped for using these drugs, and the Tour de France, the 2007 Tour de France winner Floyd Landis had his title stripped for using steroids. So athletes are seeing youth athletes are seeing all these big professional names who are being caught with steroids, and they don't know any better. They don't see the problems of it, and all they see are these big athletes using steroids and feel that the only way they can compete is to use steroids themselves. In 1997, USA Today reported that steroid sales jumped 1,000% when Mark McGwire broke the single season home run record in the major leagues. But what students don't realize is the harm that it's doing. And I think that if we educate them at a high school level and start testing for steroids at a high school level, then they will better understand the problem with using steroids. The fact that it can start your growth by 95% if you use them at a young level, or you can only grow to about 90% of the maximum height that you were supposed to if you use these steroids. And by doing so, we can educate these people at a young age and show them the problems with using them, and showing them that they don't need to use these steroids to make it to the professionals, to make it to the big time. If they just work hard, then they will be able to be a professional athlete. I think that many kids are being misled to believe that the only way they could make it to the big time is to use these steroids. And really nothing is being done. Only about 4% of high schools are even testing for steroids. So how do we really know the problem if we're not testing? We're not helping the problem by not testing. We need to test and educate these young students so that they know the problems, the stunted growth and the problems that could happen to your body. And many people believe that the cost doesn't outweigh the benefit, that you're not going to catch enough users for the cost and everything. But in reality, you're saving sports in general. Now, if you have spectators wondering if this person is juicing, is this person using steroids, or is he really a good player? And on the flip side, you have young athletes that are wondering, do I need to take steroids to make it in this level? So by educating them in the high school level and at youth, and testing them and telling them it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, they're going to stay out of the problem, and they're not going to go try steroids just to make it. If you let them know that it's wrong and let them know that you're testing, then they're going to stay away from it. And if you educate them and tell them why it's wrong, they'll better understand why they shouldn't use them. And really, kids are using today because no one's tested for it. Coaches are turning a blind eye if they know that their players are using, or they won't report it. And really, if no one's testing it, then it's okay to use it. That's what many young athletes feel. But by testing at a young level, we're going to better educate them on the problems of using, and save the game, and make the game enjoyable for the players, the future players, and the spectators. So that's why I believe that we should start testing. And if you believe the same thing, you should contact your state representative in high school sports, or your local athletic director. Maybe write them an email or a letter letting them know that maybe they should consider testing testing high schools for steroids, because I think it's a really good idea. And if you are taking steroids or know someone who is taking steroids, you should definitely get help. And a website you can visit is www.aap.com/family/steroids. And it tells you some of the problems with using the steroids, or if you have any questions, you can check there, or you can go to a steroid hotline, find one of those. But definitely talk to someone about steroids, and if you think something should be done, definitely contact your high school athletic director or sports directors for the whole state, because it's definitely a problem that's out there. And I think the only way to stop it is to catch it at the youngest level, which is high school. That's when they really start to compete. But you have to catch it early, or it's going to always continue to be a problem and affect young kids' safety and health, and possibly taint the game forever. But if we test, we can, definitely solve that problem.